Well, welcome to Weekly Word. So good to have you join us this week. We've got Sam Sietsma, the one and only, joining us, and we're going to get to know him a bit better. Sam, do you want to introduce yourself? Give us your full name and what you get up to during the week.
Yes, I am Samuel Anton Owen Sietsma. Bit of fun there, bit of Dutch fun. In a normal week, I'm just doing primary teaching at Sydney University and working at after school care at West Ryde. Yeah.
Does a COVID week look any different?
Yeah, like lots of uni online, although not lately. Thankfully, had a bit of a break. And then work is the same. We just have to wash our hands a lot and take a lot of temperatures. Yeah.
The dream.
Yeah, it's
the
good
absolute dream.
Yeah.
I've got to ask you a serious question. If you could live the life of anyone at All Saints, whose life would you live and why?
I think I would pick Carl Neal. I think Carl is, if I get to inherit everything about Carl, if I get to live his life, he's good at everything. If you was at home, I dare you to name something that Carl's not good at.
Spike.
He's got red hair like me, yeah, and he's really good at spike ball. World champion, and he's primary teaching, so that's a plus.
Yeah. He's amazing.
He's amazing.
Like Jesus is here, Carl's like there, and then we're like here.
Yeah.
It could be an idol, but we'll deal with that when we get to that
risky
one. Well, over the past few months, everyone's been sort of locked away a bit in ISO, and a lot of people have picked up a new ISO hobby. For some, that might be walking. For some, it might be, I don't know, a Netflix series. What's something that you've picked up as a hobby over ISO?
Just going to Wollongong. That's all. It's been good.
What's in Wollongong?
There's a lighthouse, and yeah, it's great. That's about it. Yeah.
That's good. Well, speaking of ISO and everything being indoors and online, church has been online, Bible study's been online. How have you found that whole sort of new format?
I've actually found it like really, really difficult. Youth group as well, for me leading the senior boys. I found it hard to get motivated. I found it hard to connect just with all things. But I think about 3 weeks ago, I was really challenged by Scott Warner's talk just about how we can be doing like 3 Ps for like Bible study in church and things like preparing, participating and pondering.
Good memory.
Yeah. And just thinking about how I can be preparing myself for those things, and just how prayer can just make all the difference. And I think I prayed and I asked people close to me to pray, and God definitely worked to get me more involved and excited for those things. Yeah, so that definitely has changed for the better. Yeah,
so cool. So cool that you've been able to, like, I guess, adjust to the way that things have been happening. What do you reckon is something that God's tried to teach you or put on your heart over this past little period?
A couple things. I've been doing, using this app called Through the Word, which has little short sermons on every chapter of the Bible. I've been going through Isaiah the last few months, and just looking at, it's kind of just reaching like, the peak of Isaiah. Like I just did Isaiah 53 the other day, and just seeing in the last few chapters of it, Jesus on the cross, but like hundreds of years ago, and everything laid out, everything predicted, and the salvation that is like offered to us, but in Isaiah, that's been really amazing. Knowing that God has that sort of control over things, knowing that He had that plan for us all along, was really encouraging, and made me reflect a lot on how I'm having that in my life and how I'm thinking about that in my life. And then another thing as well is just like the value and the how good like fellowship is. Like just we're recording this on a Wednesday, and just on Monday we got to meet with our senior boys Bible study group in person. And just yesterday we met with half of my young adults Bible study in person with the Mallisons, and that was, both of those were just like monumental for me. Just really enjoyed them, and really was amazed at the power of meeting together as a church. Yeah,
that's so good. Just being reminded of the gospel and that physical fellowship, back to basics nearly. Yeah, that's so good. So good to hear how God's been teaching you things over this past little COVID period. Finally, with things sort of heading back to a normal, once things get back to sort of a newish normal, like what's something that you're most looking forward to? Last week, Geordie Wass gave us that monumental physical touch comment. What is something
huge? He
yearned for that. What are you yearning for?
It's already coming back. Yearning for sport though. Footy started back. That was huge. Like soccer on the weekends is starting again soon. Yeah, it's all happening. So I'm keen for that.
Keen for sport. Yeah. Who are you keen for to win?
Chookies.
Chookies.
Every time, every year.
It's big.
Yeah.
Big. Well, thanks for joining us. It's
Thank
been
you.
good having you.
Thank you. It's been great to be here.
Another week on the Weekly Word. As always, we'd love to hear from you guys. Love for you guys to keep in touch. And I'd encourage you guys to use this time when things are sort of relaxing a bit to meet up with people and see how they're going, and to chat about simple things like who you'd want to live the life of, or deeper things like what God's been teaching you. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week for some more action.
Yeah.
Giddy up.
Cowboy.